Have you ever wondered why the Supreme Being is revered in so many different forms? Why does His presence appear spread across various sacred sites rather than resting in a single abode? And especially, why are the five holy shrines in the Uttarakhand mountains, the mighty peak sanctuary, the forest shrine, the lofty summit temple, the middle land sanctuary, and the hidden cave shrine collectively called the Panch Kedar? Today, we begin not merely with an ancient legend, but with a profound spiritual journey that speaks to the quest for inner cleansing and ultimate freedom. Greetings, friends. Welcome to this sacred tale that unfolds after the conclusion of a great war, when the victors stood burdened not with triumph, but with sorrow. This story reminds us that wrongdoings are not just outward acts, and true redemption does not come from punishment alone. It requires deep reflection, penance, and surrender to the higher power. The great war of Mahabharata had concluded. Righteousness had triumphed, yet the Pandavas' hearts were far from peace. They had destroyed their own lineage. Their teachers, brothers, and relatives all had perished. The war had been fought for dharma, but as a consequence, the fire of self-reproach was burning them from within. All five brothers, Yudhishthira, Arjuna, Bhima, Nakula, and Sahadeva, approached Lord Krishna, seeking atonement for their sins. Yudhishthira spoke, "O Madhav, Krishna, we fought this war for dharma, but does not the blood we shed stain our souls? We have killed our own kinsmen. Are we truly innocent?" Lord Krishna smiled. In a profound voice he said, "Even when war is fought for righteousness, it brings destruction, and destruction brings sin. You were protectors of dharma, but you also became destroyers of humanity. If you truly seek liberation with a sincere heart, you must seek refuge in Mahadev, Lord Shiva, the legend of Panch Kedar. But remember, Lord Shiva is currently displeased with you. Obtaining his divine vision in human form will not be easy." Upon hearing this, the Pandavas resolved that no matter how difficult it might be, they would seek the darshan, divine vision, of Mahadev. They would ask for his forgiveness. They first went to Kashi, Shiva's beloved city. But even there, they could not obtain Mahadev's darshan. It is said that Lord Shiva was angry with the Pandavas because of the war and the destruction it caused. He did not wish to appear before them. He changed his form and hid himself from the world. The Pandavas became disheartened and began to return. Then Sri Krishna appeared again and said, "Mahadev has now departed towards the Kedar region. Go there. There too you will face difficulties, but your devotion will show you the way." Now all five Pandavas set forth towards the Himalayas. And from here begins the true journey of Panch Kedar. This was no ordinary journey. It was not merely through mountains and forests, but a test of the soul. Where cold winds shake the body, there lies the opportunity to cleanse the sins within. Every step of the Pandavas was filled with repentance. Every breath carried a call to Shiva. When they reached the Kedar region, even then Lord Shiva did not grant them darshan. Shiva now took the form of a bull, Nandi, and hid among other animals. The Pandavas began examining the animals there in their search for Shiva. Bhima, who was the strongest, sensed that one bull was different. Its gait, its gaze, it was distinct from other animals. Bhima devised a plan. He spread his two legs between two massive mountains and blocked the path so that no animal could escape. All the animals passed through, but that special bull got trapped. As soon as Bhim tried to grab its back, the bull began sinking into the earth.
This was no ordinary bull, it was Mahadev himself. Its back sank into the earth, but a triangular form remained outside. Bhima and the other Pandavas fell to their knees. They understood this was Shiva himself. Shiva manifested before them. He saw the Pandavas' devotion, repentance, and surrender. He said, "Your devotion is true. I forgive you. I free you from the sins of your war. Where my back has appeared, there my temple shall be established." From here, Kedarnath was established. But Shiva's limbs also manifested in other places. His arms at Tungnath, his face at Rudranath, his navel at Madhyama Maheshwar, his matted hair at Kalpeshwar.
Together, these 5 places are called Panch Kedar. Each place has a different form and aspect of Shiva. Kedarnath symbolizes power and forgiveness. Here, Shiva grants devotees liberation from their sins. Tungnath represents Shiva's strength, duty, and power. Rudranath is Shiva's fierce form. When unrighteousness increases in the world, the Lord's protective aspect comes forward. Madhyamaheshwar symbolizes balance and stability, Shiva's peaceful, gentle, meditative form. Kalpeshwar represents Shiva's ascetic matted hair, which shows the energy of the infinite universe. Panch Kedar are not merely temples, they are stations of a spiritual journey. The story of Panch Kedar, a spiritual journey, teaches us that liberation from sin comes not merely through worship, but through repentance, effort, and sincere endeavor. The divine vision of Shiva manifests only when the ego dissolves from the mind, when inner violence ceases, and when the soul truly yearns to attain Shiva's divine nature. Even today, thousands of pilgrims undertake the journey to Panch Kedar every year. Kedarnath stands at an altitude of 3,584 meters above sea level. Tungnath is the highest situated Shiva temple, located at approximately 3,680 meters. Rudranath lies amidst dense forests and is extremely difficult to reach. Madhyamaheshwar is situated in a peaceful valley beyond Ukhimat. Kalpeshwar is the most accessible among the Panch Kedar, yet equally filled with mysterious divine energy. The journey to these 5 sacred places is no ordinary trek. It is a pilgrimage of meditation, penance, and faith. The Puranas tell us that wherever Shiva's divine paths manifested, there lies hidden some mystery of life itself. Shiva never abandons his devotees, but he certainly tests them. Like Bhima, when we too examine our inner selves, we may encounter the divine presence of Shiva within. The universal message. This story of Panch Kedar belongs not just to the Pandavas, it is the story of all of us. When we become entangled in life's battles, when we hurt our own relationships, when our very soul feels burdened, we too look toward Shiva. But Shiva doesn't appear easily. He hides from us. Then we must climb mountains, cross rivers, and wander through dark forests. Only then does he appear before us in the form of a bull. And when we try to grasp him, he merges into the earth. But if our devotion is genuine, if our worship is continuous, then Shiva manifests. And the Panch Kedar is born in our lives as well. So friends, if this story has inspired you, if you too have ever called upon God in moments of self-reproach, then please share this video. Har Har Mahadev, Jai Panch Kedar. We shall meet again with a new story, a new teaching.